Hey guys, today I'm going to do a little thing about what essentials you need in your golf bag. I'll start out with clubs. First of all, the one thing you want to do is when you're going through your club makeup is you want to try to make the least amount of, you want to try to minimize your yardage gaps. The best way to do that is just kind of write it down. Go out to the driving range, just write everything down. Like you hit your driver this far, you hit your 3-wood this far. Try to minimize those yardage gaps. And if you can't, if you think you have a good club makeup, but you have like a yardage gap around, I don't know, 150 yards or so, then try different clubs. I mean, like my Ping G5s, that was like the closest I could get. So that's one. That's another way to make your club decision. But like I said with the yardage gaps, the one thing, if you have to have a yardage gap, make sure you don't have it around 100 yards. With it like 120 and in, you don't want a yardage gap. Trust me, it's just gonna be like unbearable. Like I said, if you guys see my in the back, I have 4 wedges. That's one of the ways I minimize my yardage gap. That's essential, and that's just one of the things. You like. I think my biggest yardage gap is between my 5-wood and my hybrid. And I think it's only like 20 yards or 25 yards or something like that. It's not that big. But yeah, try to minimize yardage gaps with your clubs. Another thing that's essential for your bag is head covers. You have to have head covers. I don't put head covers on my irons and wedges because I don't know. I don't waste money on that type of stuff. But head covers around your big stuff, like especially your driver, because that's hollow, can get dented like really easily. So head cover helps. And then I just have one on my 3-wood is the Ram. His name's Rammy, like our mascot at school. Um, but then I got one on my 5-wood and I got one on my hybrid. And of course, the most essential head cover is one on your putter. You have to have one on your putter. I use an Odyssey now. If that's a little bit of an update from my previous in the bag, but the insert needs some protection. So another thing essential to have in your bag. First of all, you need water. So you got your water here. Uh, you need to have a water bottle. No matter if you're playing 9 holes, you have to have a water bottle. If you're playing 18 holes, you better have 3. Um, but this is one of the things that is essential to me. First aid kit. Yeah, it looks like it's just a first aid kit, but I've kind of made my little twist on it, and here it is. My pocket knife always falls out. It goes in this pocket. That's one thing you'll need to cut tape. I always keep some tape in here. Cut tape, that'll help out. And just other little random stuff. It's got some scissors on it. That helps. Markers, if you mark your ball, that's essential. I got some more markers. I got some in here, and I also got some in the bag. Band-Aids helps if you get blisters or something. That's easy to put on. Also, some like moleskin. I don't have any in here right now, but yeah, essential. This little wallet here, duct tape. It's got my pencils and divot tools. So I got a bunch of divot tools in here. This one is probably my favorite. It's just like sheet metal. It's from the Currituck Club down in the Outer Banks. That's where we stay. So, but yeah, just gotta have pencils for scorecards and stuff like that. And I try to save pencils from like wherever I go. Like I got a bunch from like all over the place. But in here, this let me get it open. Film canister, nice to hold your ball markers and stuff in. So just wrap that in duct tape. You don't want it to look stupid. Um, but like I said, keep tape. So I got 2 rolls of tape in there. I got some markers. Got a pencil with an eraser. This is your wrench for your cleats. And I got some spare cleats in here, just floating around. But yeah, that's essential. And then I also got some more ball markers that have like the little things on it that say Goodyear. But yeah, that's definitely essential. Get yourself like a little bag, just put all your stuff in there. In this pocket's essential too because it keeps my balls. This is a tea bag. I use a bunch of different teas, and I don't like to have them just floating around my bag. So, I'll show you what type of teas we use. We got a bunch of different ones in here. I think I got some brush teas in here too. But here are some new tees. I got some of those. These are like the copy off the Zero Friction ones because I didn't want to buy any off the internet, so I just bought the cheap, crappy AccuTee ones at Dick's for like $6. So got like 100 of those or something like that. Brush tees, they're good. And then I just got there's a bunch more. We got some, if I can find any, regular tees. I use pretty long tees because people say you should use short tees because if long tee just makes you a little bit less accurate. But I like a long tee so I can just have one universal tee because I like to feel that my ball is solid in the ground. So I dig this one about an inch in. It comes up to about there for my driver, and then I just use the same tee for my other clubs, just put it in deeper. So tees, have to have those. Like I said, I got more markers. I just keep those all bunched together. And my big Sharpie, I marked my practice balls. Not the range balls. I have my own practice balls. I just marked those with a big line with a big Sharpie. Gotta have an extra glove because you don't want to run. You don't want to have like a big hole in your glove, so you gotta have an extra glove. This is my old. Well, these are the ones I'm using right now. These are just Callaway gloves. I'm gonna start using the FootJoy Cyflex gloves because they look a lot nicer, and I've used them before. I had one before, and I really liked it, and right now I'm just using these, so good to have. Another thing, like I said, gotta have your balls. Some Callaways, and got some TP Blacks, tailmates, and that's it for that pocket. So let's move over to the last pocket. Oh, another thing you have to have a towel. You want to keep your clubs clean because if they're wet, like especially with the new grooves, if your clubs is wet, the ball will slide right up the face. It's so much easier. So essential. Like I said, there's another glove. So always nice to have an extra head cover. You might lose one, and you don't want to be walking around without a head cover, like I said before. Tissues, if you have allergies, good to have. Socks, always want to have socks. You might get a hole in your sock, and that'll cause blisters. Always have socks. And rain. You never know when it's gonna rain. I always keep this in there. If there's a chance of rain, I usually put the umbrella in the bag, but I always keep this in there. So, and then the most important thing I think is your bag cover. For when it rains, like I said, you want to keep your clubs dry. This helps. Yeah, that's about it. You want to have back tags just because you want to look cool. I have a really cool one here. Titleist. I got a hole-in-one at my country club. And I showed it to the pro because he was actually golfing with me that day. Showed it to the pro, and he's like, oh, I'll send Titleist a little thing because I hit it with a Pro V1X. So they sent me a little cool thing for free. And I was like, cool. And they sent me a little form so I could order a little ball stand. Well, I didn't have that many balls that day, and I actually lost it. So I was kind of ticked. But yeah, just get some bag tags. USGA member. It's like $10. I made this one too. I went down to Guatemala, just wrote a hole through a coin there and put it on. Just to kind of remind me of where I've been. So, yeah, essential stuff to have. I mean, just your basic stuff. But add whatever you think you need, put in there. If you have to carry someday, then take some of the stuff out. But, yeah, good stuff to have. Please comment and subscribe.